It's Real Madrid against Getafe now on Sky Sports 2. The Greyhounds, it's the Blue Ribbon now on Sky Sports 3. And our football this evening doesn't come much better than this. Liverpool against Arsenal here on Sky Sports 1 and on HD1.
It's back-to-back wins for Manchester United. Title race is on. Goose team cruising.
The top three all won last time out. They've all still got to play Arsenal, who can't win it, but they slips now. We're at Anfield. Our live Barclays Premier League football is Liverpool against Arsenal on Sky Sports 1 and in high definition on HD1 channel 408. Manchester United play tomorrow night. So too do Chelsea in a dress rehearsal of the FA Cup final against Everton at Stamford Bridge. We will be there to see that from 7:30 tomorrow at this time. Our guest this evening, Alan Smith, who's got a tale to tell about coming to Anfield and scoring big goals. The former Liverpool captain, Jamie Redknapp, and tucked in just behind them, the current Liverpool skipper, Steven Gerrard. Welcome to you. Disappointment, obviously, that you're not involved, Steven, but that's always a bonus for us. This title, how much are Liverpool talking about it?
Well, every day in training. You know, all the supporters are talking about it. The manager's always talking about it because we want it so badly. And we believe we've got a really good chance of delivering it this season.
A better than evens chance?
I don't know about that. Obviously, Manchester United are still favourites, but we believe if we keep winning and keep a certain amount of pressure on them, hopefully other teams will do us a favour and he will have a wobble. Because
it's been too long for Liverpool fans, hasn't it? 19 years.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know, it's the bread and butter around here. The fans are desperate for it. We've done well with trophies of late, but you know, everyone wants this Premiership. Myself, all the other players, and the fans are desperate for it.
It was a heavy weight around your shoulders during your time here, wasn't it? The absence of it.
Of course it was. It's one we always want to win. I think it hasn't changed. I think with the nucleus of this Liverpool squad and the two leaders in it, Steven and Jamie Carragher, I'm sure they would love to win the Premier League. They've won the Champions League. They like to win everything they can. I think that's their mentality. You know, I think you have to look at it. The facts are, if Manchester United draw 2 games and Liverpool win the rest of theirs, and if you look at it realistically, the way they're playing, they are good fixtures. I don't think you could ask for better fixtures than what they've got. Then they will win the Premier League as long as they keep their better goal difference up. So Manchester United have got to keep their foot on the pedal because I agree with Stephen, they are in the box seat, but you never know. This Premier League this season has been probably the most incredible that I've ever witnessed, where the teams can literally beat anyone from the bottom to the top. We have had that sort of season, so I still think there's a lot to play for.
18 titles in total for Liverpool. Manchester United are aiming at that target. Liverpool fans will tell you should have been 19. Alan Smith and Arsenal spoiled all of that, didn't they?
Who said that? Should have been. Well, we hadn't won it for 18 years, so it was quite a nice night for us.
1989.
Yeah. One off the training ground, this one.
Did you touch it?
I did indeed, yeah. You can see the mud on my face. There you go, look, just on there. Look at that for a touch, lovely. And he stripped Michael Thomas, and I was running behind him, just begging for him to shoot.
For those who don't remember, 2-0 won it, and that was virtually the last kick of the night.
What was the shout? And it's up for grabs now. I think that was the famous
Brian
play,
Moore,
wasn't it?
Yeah, the late, great Brian Moore. Where were you that night?
I was at home watching it with my dad and my brother. It was heartbreaking, obviously, for us, and I was crying at the end of the night. And I think it was a Friday night. I had to take the Monday off school because it took, 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 days getting over it. So,
you weren't alone. And you? Do you have memories of that?
Yeah, of course I can. It was one of those nights that you just never forget watching football because it was so late in the season, and there's never been a better ending to it. And I obviously wanted Liverpool to win because I liked Liverpool as a kid growing up. So, but one of the greatest games you've ever seen.
And these are special games, aren't they? Liverpool-Arsenal.
Yeah, of course. You know, two fantastic footballing teams. You know, great histories, and you know, every time you play against Arsenal, you know you're in for a game. They've got fantastic players, and you know, a world-class manager. So you always know that. Yeah, a very tough game.
Game on.
Yeah, definitely.
Top 6 looks like this at the moment. Alan Smith told me after ruling Arsenal out. Would you still argue that, Alan, when you look at that?
Yeah, I wouldn't put much money on. I mean, mathematically they're still there, aren't they? But maybe you're being a bit harsh at the top there, Richard. But no, it's not going to be their year, is it? Champions League is what they're looking at now.
A big gap now between themselves and Aston Villa as well, so they would be, you would think, comfortable about finishing 4th now. Teams tonight, 2 changes for Liverpool from that dramatic 4-4 in the Champions League. Agger returns to the centre of the defence in place of Skirtle, who takes his place amongst the substitutes. And Riera is back for Lucas, who's another of the substitutes for Liverpool tonight. As we know Steven Gerrard, it's 2 up top, Kaut and Torres. Arsenal's latest casualties, as we know now, Adebayor and Van Persie. The only regular amongst their back 5 is Kolo Touré. So it's a reshuffled starting 11, Cesc Fabregas fit. Amongst their substitutes tonight, Theo Walcott, who is also rested. Bentner will play up top on his own. Skippering Liverpool tonight, Jamie Carragher, who agrees with many of the things that Steven Gerrard here has been saying.
I think we know what we've got to do now. We're not really worrying about anyone else too much. We know Man U are in the box seats. We've just got to look after ourselves, and I think we are going out without that pressure and playing a lot freer. We'd have to go pretty close to winning 6 games. I think we'd have to win at least 5 and maybe draw 1, and then you still rely on Man United. But I think if we won 6 games, that would put Man United under a bit of pressure. But they've been there before, and they'll turn around and say if they win all their games, they've got the league won. But at this stage of the season, there's always strange things that happen, and that's what we're hoping for. I mean, it's fair to say that we're probably in better form than them, and I think there's probably sometimes there's a little bit more pressure when you're actually at the top and you're there to be shot at, as they are at the moment. But they've got great experience of being in that position, to be honest. So we have to accept that. But hopefully, nothing we can do about it now. We've already played them twice as to other teams now to take the belief that what ourselves and Fulham done to them, and Everton done that, they can do the same now. The way they prepare us all season, we've always finished the season very strongly. I think that's why we've got to Champions League finals, Cup finals before. We always finish very well, and hopefully this will be the same, because I mean, the prize at the end of it is probably the biggest one that we all want.
How proud will you be to lead out your team?
Yeah, always proud to leave out Liverpool. Don't really like doing it because that means that our captain and best player is not playing. So always gives us probably a little bit less of a chance of winning, really, because I mean he's that important to us. But yeah, it's always nice to take the team out.
Is he going to make a good pundit tonight, do you think?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's done it for a while, so he might be stuttering a bit to start with. He doesn't say nothing too controversial or nothing to wind anyone up, so I think he'll be safe. But
you'd rather him out on the pitch?
Oh, of course, yeah.
And he was good, by the way, wasn't he, when he came to Old Trafford to join us, Jamie Carragher?
Very good.
He was
got
safe.
a lot to live up to, Steve.
By the way, we've just been watching goals from the Blackburn game. What was that all about, in your opinion?
Well, I was sitting right behind Rafa, and I can guarantee you that it was in no way trying to disrespect their bench. We had the set pieces up on the board before the game, and he told Xabi Alonso to do a certain free kick. Xabi done the opposite, but we managed to score from it. So he was basically saying, don't listen to me, do your own thing.
So that was a sort of what do I know?
Exactly, yeah. It was nothing to do.
Do you understand that it could have been misinterpreted by Sam Allardyce and obviously then...
Yeah, of course you can understand why Sam is upset, but what I couldn't understand is why he didn't speak to Rafa and Samuel to clear it up after the game, and then it wouldn't have been an issue.
That's fair.
Yeah, we sanded the game, and I didn't look into it by anything at all. I just think it was a gesture, as if to say, and even it might have been something about obviously talking about zonal marking, which has been common in everyone's mind at the moment, because you can score by putting the ball in the box. Is it zonal or is it not zonal? It doesn't really matter. If the ball's right and the delivery's right, you can still score. I think it's been completely taken out of context.
Do these games, if you like, have any effect at all on players?
No, not really. Obviously all the players read the papers and watch the TV and stuff, and sometimes it's interesting to see what each manager's got to say about each other, but I don't think it affects the team or the way you play individually. You basically take no notice of it and make sure that you do your own job properly.
And is he one that you can have a bit of fun with? Did he get a mention the following morning?
No, it hasn't been mentioned. You know, Rafa's the type of manager that just focuses on his team and worries about how the team are playing. He's not the type of manager who'd get involved with another manager while the game's going on or disrespect anyone. He's just so focused on making sure the team plays well.
What about the foreign players? Because they said they read the papers, they won't even know what's been said on the TV or the papers. Well, they don't bother them when you hear the Rafa and Ferg having a go at each other, is it?
No, not really. They'll take no notice of it and just get on with the jobs. You know, it's only happened a couple of days ago, and you know, all the players over the last couple of days are just focused on performing well tonight and making sure we get 3 points. That's the most important thing here. I think if you get involved with what managers are saying to each other, you can take your focus off your performance.
Well, it's Arsenal tonight. That is the immediate focus for Liverpool. A point will take them top. They'll be looking for the 3, of course. No room for manoeuvre at this point. Manchester United get their chance to respond tomorrow. Chelsea play tomorrow night as well. When we come back, Theo Walcott on filling Thierry Henry's boots.
Yeah, just said 14, you can take it, and I didn't really realise it was Thierry's at the time. I just took it, and then I told my parents and my family about it, and they just told me, you know whose shirt that was, and I was like, yeah, I do now anyway. So I'll deal with it. I'm sure if there's a player that Thierry wanted to have his number, I'm sure it'll probably be me in the end, yeah.
Real Madrid against Getafe on Sky Sports 2. Tomorrow night, Barcelona get their chance to respond to whatever Real do tonight. They're playing Sevilla from 9 on Sky Sports 2. We're at Stamford Bridge with Chelsea and Everton. Jamie Redknapp, Stephen Gerrard and Alan Smith are guests here tonight. How important has Xabi Alonso been in your season?
Well, he's been our player of the year. I think from the first game up until now, he's been top class. I think everyone knows the range of passing that he's got. But what people might not know is how good he is positionally and the job he does for the team defensively as well as when we have got the ball.
It's remarkable to think, Jamie, isn't it? You made the point a couple of times this year, had Liverpool signed Gareth Barry, he may not have, not good games, but might not have been here.
No, I think he was very close from Stephen, no better than I will, going to Juventus, and I think that would have been a huge loss because he passes the ball left and right foot. No matter what way he is, you can hit it to the right side or left side, and it's so difficult when you're playing against someone because you don't know which way to show him. You can hit that daisy cutter that goes along the ground. Absolutely superb pass of the ball. Can see a through pass as well, especially when Stephen plays off the front. I think he slides it at you, and I think you've got a nice rapport with him, haven't you?
Yeah. He's easy to play with. He's a clever player, and I love it when he's in the team if I'm playing because I know I'm going to get a lot of the ball. It's as if he's on the same wavelength of myself, and yeah, I love playing with him. He's a pleasure to play with.
Just a small point. What would you describe yourself as now? Are you a genuine forward, or are you still?
I'm still
a
not sure.
Player?
I'm still not sure. You know, Rafa's been quoted lately saying he can see me playing more in this advanced attacking role behind Torres, and you know I'm happy with that because it gives me a chance to get forward into the box and get goals. You know, set goals up. But I've still got a responsibility to help the midfield when we haven't got the ball.
And how important is your captain to Arsenal?
Well, he's hugely important. They missed him when he was away with that long injury because he's only 21, but he was the leader of the team almost before he got the armband. Had that little spat, didn't he, with Brian Horton supposedly down the tunnel? But
allegedly.
Allegedly, that's the word. But he's a winner, isn't he? And he's a bad loser. Simple as that.
That's not a bad thing, is it?
No, it's not a bad thing. No, I mean he was quiet against Chelsea in the semi on Saturday, but he was superb over in Villarreal, I thought, in the first leg of the Champions League quarters, with a passing, finding Adebayor for that goal. And he's a born leader. I mean, I knew Tony Adams, he got the armband when he was only 21, and you thought that's not going to happen very often, but he's another one that just naturally assumes that mantle.
What's he like to play against, Stephen?
He's a nightmare if he's on top of his game. You know, he's similar to Xabi Alonso in many ways, where he's very intelligent, good on the ball. Maybe a slightly better going forward than Xavi. He can set goals up and score goals himself, but yeah, fantastic play when he's on top of his game. I'm just hoping he has a quiet game like Wembley tonight.
There's a few though, Stephen, isn't there? I know you played against Spain quite a few times, like Xavi, Iniesta, you know, Xavi Alonso, Fabregas, these sort of players, they manipulate the ball so well, such close control, you don't know which way they're going to go, low centre of gravity, small players, but
they're unplayable.
Fantastic.
They're unplayable. If you get Alonso or Fabregas or Xavi and Iniesta, if they're on top of their game, they're unplayable.
Spanish?
No, that's what I mean.
That's why they're the best in Europe, though, because you know they've got top midfielders.
In your team in the five-a-side.
Yeah, definitely.
Another young gunner, of course, is Theo Walcott. Not starting tonight, very much a part of it, amongst the substitutes, but he is back in business and enjoying life again. Jeff Shreves reports.
Theo Walcott is on a red-hot streak right now with 3 goals in his last 3 games, proving wrong some of the sceptics who questioned his finishing ability.
I always thought I could finish, to be honest. It's sort of a lot of pressure when I first joined Arsenal. I was only 16 at the time, and then obviously the World Cup shout, people were expecting a lot out of me, but I'm still developing as a young player and as a person as well. And obviously every game pretty much is on TV for Arsenal, and so, you know, there's plenty of pressure there straight away. So obviously, you know, the strength wasn't there straight away, the technique, it was getting better. But my interplay of other players has got so much better because of working with the boss and all the players I've worked under. It's paying off now at the moment, yeah. I've been around quite a long time, it seems like anyway. It seems I'm older than 20 years old. Obviously we've got young players coming in now in the dressing room. We've got Kieran Gibbs, Jack Wiltshire, obviously Aaron Ramsey. So they, you know, sort of look up to me a little bit. It's funny in a way, but they're great lads to be around, and the amount of respect that we have for the young players as well. Me saying young players. The amount of respect we have for them and the older players, obviously, that's why we sort of gel well as a team.
He's back after missing 3 months of the season with a shoulder injury. Fit now, but the memory is still painful.
Ask any footballer, you don't like to be injured. And I watched every single game as well, and you just want to be out there playing with your mates and just sort of, you know, doing what you love doing best. And it's great to be back, definitely.
How difficult and how painful was it for you, your shoulder injury?
Painful, it was unbelievable. To be fair, it was more pain than my left one. My left one would pop out and pop back in. This one just popped out and stayed out. And they gave me so much things I wasn't with it, and it's not nice, I can tell you that. You don't want to do that.
Thierry Henry was both an idol and mentor, and when Walcott was offered a new squad number this season, he took it without fully realising the significance of the famous one he had chosen.
I wanted 8 at first, but Sammy had that, and yeah, just said 14, you can take it, and I didn't really realise it was Thierry's at the time. I just took it, and then I told my parents and my family about it, and they just told me, you know whose shirt that was, and I was like, yeah, I do now anyway. I'm sure if there's a player that Thierry wanted to have his number, I'm sure it'll probably be me in the end. He's a great person to be around. He's just a lovely guy, and obviously I've watched him very closely, the way he trains, the way he finishes. And people compare him to me sometimes, but I like to be my own player, but we'll always have that comparison, I think.
There are some youthful answers there. I think he probably meant they compare me to him sometimes. That was just a little exuberance there from Theo Walcott.
Yeah, well, he's in good form. Probably the natural excitement. He's scored a couple of goals. I mean, that one that we saw there against Villarreal, the little chip, lovely. And he's had his injury problems, of course. It's interesting because he's come into the Arsenal, and Arsene Wenger, I think, initially saying, well, we do see him as a central striker, but put him out on the right. Not so many decisions to make. I just don't know whether he's going to stay out there now with the pace of his and cutting inside and getting into those positions. It'll be interesting in the next few years to see exactly where he does settle.
Do numbers matter at the end of the day?
I think they do to some people. Certain players, you know, prefer to wear a certain number, but some are not really bothered. I prefer to wear 8. That is my favourite number, but I don't think it has any impact on how you're going to play.
7 here remains a problem, doesn't it?
They should retire it. I think, my personal opinion, I mean, I don't think you'll ever find a player to fill Kenny's shoes. You know, he's the number 1 at this club, and you know, no one will ever reach his level because he was so good.
You don't agree with that, though, do you?
I just think you end up retiring them all if you're not careful.
I know, but Kenny's an exception, I think, at Liverpool. I mean, he's everything about this club, the success they've ever had. From as manager and a player's perspective, he was the man. So I think someone like 7, because so many players have tried to fill it and they can't. You know, I mean, it's you know, Bobby Moore number 6, number 7 Kenny. I think with a certain club, Tony Adams number 6 at Arsenal, iconic numbers and iconic players.
When you're on that pitch, though, you don't know what numbers on your back, do you?
No, especially squad numbers now. You know, there's.
I don't know. I'm with you, Richard. Get on with it.
Speaking of numbers, 1989 we have been discussing, but never mind that. There's always something happening in this fixture.
Lines it up, finds the net. Arsenal are in front. Hit the east side of the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Danger. High voltage. Pires. Oh, what a shot! It's a fabulous goal from Robert Pires. It's the equaliser.
The Robbie Fowler hat-trick, 4 minutes and 33 seconds, which remains a Premier League record. Stunning when you think about that, isn't it?
Yeah, he was a fantastic finisher, Robbie, and he always seemed to save his best for the Arsenal games as well, and that hat-trick was unbelievable. I don't think that record will be beaten.
I played that day. He was, and that Stevie was just saying a second ago, he was absolutely on fire at that day and age. What's he got that shirt? Is that your brother?
That's my nephew. Yeah, there he is.
Right, here we go. Liverpool's chance to take over at the top. A point would do, and after the three, let's join our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. Hello again, everyone. Confirmation of the team news for you. Liverpool with Pepe Reina in goal. He's never kept a clean sheet against Arsenal. From the back four at Stamford Bridge, Daniel Agger comes in for Martin Skrtel. Agger's 50th Premier League game. In midfield, Albert Riera returns in place of Lucas. As you know, Steven Gerrard missing for the third game in a row. So it's Dirk Kuyt with Fernando Torres. Amongst the Liverpool substitutes, Ryan Babel, who's been used from the bench a remarkable 25 times this season.
Well, we have it down as a 4-4-2. We're assuming that they're going to start like this. That would be the normal thing for them to do. I guess the other thing they might do, Martin, is they could just take Benayoun, play him along there, leave Kuyt on that right-hand side if they want to be working up and down there, and just play Benayoun in an area where I think he quite likes playing. I know you get plenty of the ball, and it's just a matter of which one they prefer. Mascherano will have a job tonight. He'll have a big responsibility, I believe, because I think that Fabregas is going to play in this area here, and it will be imperative that Mascherano in particular does not let him influence the game.
For Arsenal, Lucas Fabianski still needed to stand in for Manuel Almunia, but Bakary Sagna is back from illness and replaces Eboué. Gallas, Clichy and Djourou are still out though. Samir Nasri, Alex Song and Andre Arshavin recalled in midfield. The one area in the team where Arsene Wenger does have a few options at the moment. Theo Walcott is given a breather. One striker, Nicholas Bentner, with Robin van Persie struggling with a groin injury from Wembley, and no risks being taken with Emmanuel Adebayor. Vito Mannone, a 21-year-old Italian, is the backup goalkeeper this evening.
Well, this is something he's done in recent games, I think, since Fabregas come back from injuries. Because of the shortage of players, he's played them in an area here just behind the front man, whether it's Adebayor or Nicholas Bentner. I think it's an area he really likes, like Steven Gerrard was saying, how much he enjoys it. It does mean he doesn't have to concentrate solely on defending. Leaves that to the others. He'll play higher up the pitch. Danielson and Song will just tuck in that midfield. And I do think Nasri and Arshavin will be pretty high up the pitch tonight. There's no reason for them to come Arsenal and not try and play and not try and win this game.
Well, it's a special fixture, and it's come at a special time in a special season. Arsenal may not win the league, but they can be kingmakers. They've got this game, they've got Chelsea at home, they go to Old Trafford. But it is 10 days since both Liverpool and Arsenal last played in the Premier League. An emotional interim for both. Liverpool's heroic European exit at Stamford Bridge on the eve of the Hillsborough anniversary. Arsenal celebrated reaching one semi-final in the Champions League, but then lost another. And in the FA Cup, they, just like Liverpool 4 days earlier, felt the force of a Chelsea comeback. Arsenal's away kit this season, a tribute to what their side of 1989 were wearing when they seized what was up for grabs, famously, from a 2-goal win. That league championship plucked from Liverpool's grasp in front of their own fans here. Well, 5 straight wins apiece in the Barclays Premier League. Both have scored a sumptuous 16 goals in the process. Equal in recent form, though maybe not equal in incentives tonight. Liverpool aiming to return to the summit. But Arsenal certainly have the ability to damage those ambitions. From Anfield, it is Liverpool against Arsenal, and it's live.
Subject of numbers, incidentally, a tribute evening to Ray Kennedy, who was wearing the number 10 jersey with Arsenal when he was a double winner. Came to Anfield, of course, and famously wore 5. There he is, terrific guy, suffers with Parkinson's these days. He is here tonight to make a presentation at half-time. Such a shame that a lovely big man was stricken with that disease in the manner that Ray has been. Live football tonight. We are at Anfield. It is Liverpool against Arsenal. Our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Yes, nice words, Richard, about Ray Kennedy. It can't be easy for him to be here tonight, but it's great to see him. And it should be great to see this. Liverpool beaten only twice in the league this season. Arsenal on this impressive run, unbeaten in 18 Premier games. Howard Webb is the referee. And Arsenal kick off. Some changes, some enforced, 1 or 2 maybe just for the benefit of what's coming up for Arsenal. Champions League semi-final, home and away, or away and at home, to be totally accurate, against Manchester United.
Certainly not going to take any chances with anyone that's got any niggles in the next week, that's for sure.
But for Liverpool, full-on focus on getting back to the top of the league and making sure Manchester United come out at Old Trafford tomorrow, looking up at them in the table.
Well, we expect that now familiar quick start. It's been a feature of their recent form, Liverpool, so quickly they've got out the blocks. Particularly him.
Alonso with the header. Count.
You see Count is starting up alongside Fernando Alonso.
And Fabregas is certainly starting where you placed him, Andy, in the advanced midfield role.
That was close. That was very close. Sprung really quickly, Arsenal. I just think that's what we've got tonight. If both teams are allowed to play, we have got some unbelievably good footballers on the pitch that will want to manoeuvre the ball. And Arsenal will be a lot happier on this surface than they were at Wembley at the weekend.
Arsene Wenger talking to us before the game, still on that theme. And actually the goalkeeper, Lucas Fabianski, who got a lot of stick for the nature of the Chelsea winner. The manager springing to his defence, saying on any other pitch really in the country the ball would have run through instead of holding up for Didier Drogba to send Chelsea into the FA Cup final, which incidentally will be officiated by tonight's officials. Just been announced, Howard Webb, the referee, and his 2 assistants here, Mike Malarkey and David Richardson. Well done to them.
And already Arsenal slipping into this familiar brand. Passing and moving very quickly.
Nasri trying to get Fabregas through. He was blocked off by Jamie Carragher. Nasri's perceptive ball didn't quite come off. Here's Torres. Pass 2, but not past Fabianski. He'll be pleased to make a good early save here.
Oh, what a chance. Chance he makes all on his own. Messes up Sagna in the air, doesn't quite clear it, and then from there, watch this for pace. He had plenty of time, you know, just didn't set it far enough. Thought he was maybe going to try and do him with the eyes here. Fabianski's reading this, and he just left his near post, I thought, a little early. Torres didn't see it.
Arsenal, you suspect, will be heavily challenged in their ability to defend. Mikhail Silvestre getting another game in the middle of the back line in the veteran stages of his career now.
Well, that's at least one thing they have, is the experience of him. You know, putting another kid in there might not have been what he wanted. It isn't ideal, but got a player with huge experience. Natural left footer, so should sit nicely alongside Colo Torre.
There is a kid at left back.
Yeah.
In Gibbs. Clichy not too far away from a recovery. I think the real concern for Arsene Wenger is Robin van Persie. How quickly he might be back, but here is Mascherano. Torres, who fancies his way through what he might perceive already as a softish centre at the back for Arsenal. Benayoun. Son diverts it away. Back by Aurelio. Flag goes up against Yossi Benayoun.
A little sloppy from Arsenal there in the midfield area. A little wasteful with the ball here, no real pressure to Nielsen, but Mascherano does all right, drives right at the heart of the defence. Just closes in on him a little here, a little too many numbers, too many players to take on.
Plenty of familiar faces for Fabregas in this Liverpool side.
Careful, look out them, weren't they? 5, is it?
5 Spanish starters. One of them is Riera. Another is Xabi Alonso. Here's Benayoun. And Count thought he might pounce on a bit of hesitation then.
I don't think this was ever going to be a game, looking at beforehand, it was going to be closed down and difficult to play in. A lot of teams come and try and spoil it. Didn't think Arsenal were ever going to have that in their minds. Playing with the freedom now that 4th place is secure, it is theirs unless there's a almighty collapse from them.
That Carragher Torres combination that we saw earlier against Blackburn. Riera and Fabianski with some good handling again.
Might have gone to Aurelio. Always a concern there when he stays down. But Riera took the shot on when he might have slid in the left back. Gets himself a good position again there, Fernando Torres, and they just about deal with this. It's close. He could have just slid it, left back's on his way. Didn't see him. Just watch that right ankle. Yeah, goes over on it. That's the pressure.
Painful.
Yeah. Just tweaks the ligaments there.
And rather typical of his season. Rafa Benitez would have loved to have seen more of Fernando Torres.
Well, only 15. This is only his 16th start in the Premier League, just half the games. There's always a little concern when this happens. The ankle goes under, watch this, the right ankle's, Colo Torre bites back at him here. And the ankle's planted, and the leg comes over and on. Just gets stuck underneath Torre's leg. Again, lots of strapping around there, you can see it. So precaution taken, so always reduces the damage caused.
Still more running repairs. See whether Torres can get back running to spearhead Liverpool's attempts tonight. It's Liverpool's 50th game of the season in all competitions. They'd lost only 5. Arsenal's 54th. And they need 2 more goals to reach their century. Here's Toure. Sagna. Torres back on. Silvestre nearly signed for Liverpool before he joined Manchester United. By Arbeloa. Reina, whose distribution is of a high order, mixes the accurate rollout with the longer clearances. Riera got a spectacular goal from one such against Aston Villa here.
Just off. Yeah. Just a fraction, mind you. He's very, very close. I think he's right, the officials. Just peels away there, but doesn't quite keep himself onside. It's a good line. Very good line from Liverpool.
Oh, it was very close, wasn't it? His fellow countryman Daniel Agger almost playing him on. Aurelio. Count just operating deeper than Torres. Putting Benayoun through. Out comes Fabianski. In comes Arbeloa. Goalkeeper's done well, but he's got another problem here in the shape of Dirk Kuyt. And well, it's been a very good start by Fabianski. It's needed to be for Arsenal.
This is his best of the lot. The others are pretty regulation saves. It's a super ball slid through the Benayoun. He had the option, I think, to take it first time. Tried a little dink. But from there, they never quite got it back, Liverpool. This is a chance outside the right foot. The little dink over a diving goalkeeper might well have been the best option there for Yussi Benayoun, just there. But once he let it roll, keeper's out at his feet. That's what they train at, getting up quickly again. Did well, deserved his little bit of luck, I guess.
Back header by Fabio Aurelio. Sagna in quickly, and he was caught. Bakary Sagna missed the Champions League game against Villarreal, the FA Cup semi-final, but he's actually started every one of Arsenal's 18-game unbeaten run in the Premier League.
Well, not the biggest side, Arsenal.
No, it's a big change in that respect, isn't it? We've gone for a different type of player in the last year or so, more in the Fabregas mould. Song has stayed in there.
Spanish blueprint, I guess. Do you think? European champions, very much with a team built in that kind of mould. Small, mobile, technically gifted footballers.
As Arsene Wenger was joking, where's Arshavin's best position? Off the front, but they all want to play off the front. I've got a team of them, he said. It's Fabregas who's doing it tonight, Arshavin on the left, and Nasri would like to play in there as well on the right.
Van Persie will play there when he wants to play it. I just think the fascinating thing about tonight is that Liverpool know that, you know, when this game starts, they need anything less than 3 points is a poor result. It's a poor result until tomorrow, depending on what Manchester United do. But right now, they know that the job on is 3 points, nothing less than that. That's why the intensity will be in this game until Liverpool get the 3 points.
Torres. Here's Count. Mascherano. Passed it quickly, trying to move Arsenal around Liverpool. Good work by Gibbs.
Where do they get these left backs from?
Well, they get them from the left side of midfield, or left wingers, like they did with Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole, Kale, Clichy, now Gibbs.
Yeah, they're all quick and taught how to defend. Benayoun, and also a cheeky back heel in that part of the pitch. Arsenal trying to play in an improbable area, but play it they have done, and they brilliant, very much on the front foot now with Fabregas. It wasn't a good ball to Nasri from Sagna.
The offside, Torres. That's a measure of the confidence Arsenal play with, and the freedom they're given, even in dangerous defensive areas, to trust their own ability to pass their way out of trouble.
There have been plenty of goals between these two in the Carling Cup. Remember, Arsenal won 6-3 here a couple of years ago. They won an FA Cup tie on this ground as well. They lost in the Champions League 4-2 a year ago. Torres says play on, but the last 3 Premier League meetings have all finished 1-1, including the one at the Emirates just before Christmas, when Robbie Keane scored a goal that seemed to establish his credentials as a Liverpool player.
That's a poor layoff from Nicholas Bentner, you know.
Benayoun has done well to get his cross in, and Sagna play it, and Liverpool get a throw well up the pitch. Mascherano. Sagna prevents the corner in front of the Arsenal fans. Mascherano. It's not closed down quickly enough. The shot not troublesome enough to Fabianski.
Didn't get it far enough out in front of him, I don't think, here. He was rather digging it out in the end. Javier Mascherano, a little mistimed tackle there, but doesn't really get it out there. It looks right under his feet. Having to dig it out a little uncomfortably.
Below, head of Arshavin. We haven't seen much of the international from Russia yet. Bentner. And Reina, who reads it so well. Not for him, just booting the ball into the stand.
He had some nice things to say about Alex Song.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same, Andy. Yeah, he has got some of that former Arsenal power.
Yeah, and I think that's something he was more remarking on. Maybe he just feels his side have lacked that this season, a bit of power, a bit of strength in that area. But he does feel he's grown into the position. Alex Song.
Put another one in Diaby, but he's having problems putting a run of games together because of, like a number of Arsenal players, had a long time on the sidelines. It's lovely from Nasri. Fabregas almost for Arshavin, whipped away by Benayoun, serving his side well, just getting into a defensive position then.
Brilliant football, really was. So typically Arsenal.
He's getting his full match sharpness back now after his long period out. He actually got injured against Liverpool at the Emirates.
Yeah, he just needs game time. Minutes on the pitch now, Cesc. There won't be any, I don't think there'll be any thoughts of Arsene Wenger resting him.
He started 6 in a row, including tonight, after 3 months on the treatment table.
That's the one thing that this side have. They have a lot of players here, Martin, who have not been overworked this season with regards to football. Even you think of Adebayor as well, Theo Walcott. You know, they're all players who are really, really fresh.
Agger also should be pretty fresh. He hasn't played too much. He did play pretty impressively here against Blackburn and smashed one of his specials in, the like of which he also produced against Arsenal a couple of years ago. He was the other scorer on the day Peter Crouch got his hat-trick against the Gunners. Couch. Mascherano. Pressing for Arsenal by Song. A little bit of a surprise that he didn't play in the FA Cup semi-final, didn't start it. Really enjoying the best spell of his Arsenal career, Alex Song. Pointing where he wanted, I think, Riera to go to, but maybe it was just a disguise. Ball out to Arbeloa in the end. Clout biting in. Picked up by Arbeloa. He's on the move down the outside. This is Torres. Might hit it, does hit it. It's over by Fabianski.
Goalkeeper side. We expect him to save this. But Torres has started really brightly. Been a threat. That ball going across the goalkeeper might have had a different ending, but you'd expect him to save that. And that's when it goes wrong, you see. Gibbs trying to play it out edge of the box. They didn't manage it under pressure. Almost concede.
When he hung up the corner, Torres goes once, Torres goes twice. Aurelio, blocked by Toure. Mascherano, the chest of Benayoun. Yeah, having to wash around the referee as well as a few Arsenal players. Good football from Liverpool. In by Aurelio, Fabianski needed. And, Alonso anticipating Fabregas's header.
He got lucky there, Gibbs.
He did. I think he was caught as he went in for the challenge, and Arsenal can regroup.
I wouldn't say they're panicking at the back, but you can see there's an uncertainty in there when they're under pressure. That's all from Liverpool, Arsenal. It's not a bad start, is it? Attempts-wise in the first 20 minutes of the match. Plenty to work with. As I say, most of them just regulation saves from the goalkeeper. You'd expect them to save them.
Trying to take the ring road past Dirk Kuyt, but running out of road in the end. Mascherano. Torres. So tumbling, and they're ticking off for Sylvestre.
It's just a little flick in the end. It's really nothing. Next one will be looking for him.
The reason he didn't join Liverpool, apparently, Andy, is that they wanted him to play as a left-back, and he thought of himself as a left-sided centre-back, where he played mostly for Manchester United.
He played left-back a lot, didn't he?
He did. Yeah. He actually made his Manchester United debut here, his English football debut.
Do you think Aguero will take this? I mean, he's just right on the edge of the picture. I'm just wondering whether that's a run he's thinking about taking. No.
I'm not sure, the assistant and the referee, they won't. It's always likely to be Arsenal's ball on the grounds of the defending side, get the benefit of the doubt. The Anfield aficionados over there were sure that should have been Liverpool's ball. Riera. Kuyt. Back for Riera. Good work by Nasri. Riera for a moment was one-on-one against Sagna.
Very good work from Samir Nasri. You're right about Arshavin, he just cannot get into the game at the moment.
The draw would take Liverpool back to the top. Goal difference, but that's not what Rafa Benitez and his side are looking for. It would be a boost for Manchester United. Should that be the case? Just feel that the first goal is absolutely vital for Liverpool to get. If Arsenal were to get it, a relaxed opponent is a dangerous opponent, and
hugely. I think that's fair.
As you said earlier, Andy, fourth place pretty secure for the Gunners after all those worries earlier in the season.
So they just fall down a bit tonight, and the balls were played up to Bentner, like there. Not making enough of it. Getting away too cheaply from him. Got to be a bit better. And when it comes to him, and protecting it and keeping it, that's what the rest of his team do.
Naga. Now Mascherano. Aurelio might have kept going, he didn't. It's probably just as well that Liverpool had a week to get over what happened at Stamford Bridge. Quite extraordinary game of football, riddled with mistakes, I guess, but goodness me, compelling viewing. And,
absolutely.
In with a chance, having seemingly lost their chance when they were beaten here for the first time for 14 months in the first leg by Chelsea. They haven't lost a Premier League game at home since 2007.
Yeah, I just had a thought that night when how Rafa Benitez must have felt when somehow, having taken his #1 striker off, that man there, his team suddenly got to 4-3 with some minutes left in the game, and he was sitting beside his manager.
Well, there's a little complaining, having a word with the referee. Howard Webb did take charge of the match between these two at the Emirates. You might recall he sent off rather contentiously Adebayor, an incident involving Arbeloa, and Adebayor was protesting. He was just trying to protect the ball. Torres. Silvestre. On by Gibbs. Fabregas. Arshavin again, not quite there. Arsene Wenger pleased with Arshavin, but disappointed that he's not eligible for the Champions League games. He's always sort of juggling his side around him, but also hadn't played in many of the FA Cup games, which is why others were given the Wembley outing against Chelsea. Arshavin came on later on in the semi-final. Alonso. Count fighting hard for it. And Webb ignores the passion around the stadium and the clash around the Dutchman. He says,
Well, good long think about this. I think he'd normally get it. He had a look at his linesman, he just nods it, and then he's just caught. It's a free kick. I don't think there's a doubt about that. And that would have been right in range for Aga or Alonso.
I don't think it would have been a red card for Silvestre. There was another defender around. But there was a huge outcry at the contact, and now a huge outcry. The game wasn't stopped. But now one, because it has been stopped in Arsenal's favour.
He got away with that, Mikel Silvestre, in my opinion.
Imagine the reaction if Silvestre now heads in this free kick and gives Arsenal the lead.
Too much.
Count. Came to ground really under his own volition that time. Fabregas, Nasri, and Bentner rather confusing each other. Good work by Aurelio. The busy Benayoun, lovely footwork. And number 15 skimmed past the other, Danielson. And it came off Alex Song and behind for a Liverpool corner. It's humming here on Merseyside at the moment. Short corner from Liverpool. Alonso, Bentner's back to deal with it. Now Liverpool give it away. Sanya. Fabregas. Arshavin, close to being offside. No flag. Bentner. Oh, and he could have played Gibbs into a better position than that. And Aga heads it away as Reina comes out. Fabregas with a bit to aim at, and the only chance for an Arsenal goal in the end was as if Bentner could have diverted it in.
You know, he could have passed it to him. I don't think he sees him. Because I think Aga goes back on the line, Aga or Carragher go back on the line, so Bentner would have been onside. He looks like he's offside here. But you look at the defender back on the line, that ball drops at his feet, he can control it. And that's how close Arsenal are to taking the lead. But that again was sloppy from Nicholas Bentner. You mentioned the ball to Gibbs. Gibbs makes a great support and run. It just needs to be played with a little care.
get this? No, Fabianski again quickly off his line, not for the first time this evening.
Probably happy it's not Wembley, because that's the kind of ball that stopped and sat for him and didn't run through to him in the way that they have this evening.
It's a lovely slick Anfield pitch compared to the pudding at the National Stadium, which I'm glad to see they're going to address. Well, Torres. And Fabianski parries it. Torres wasted no time. He might have taken it on. Hammered it goalwards.
He got a deadlock. He's been busy. But that was a poor little fumble out in front of him. Could have gone anywhere. Lucky Sylvestre was alert.
Sanya, it drops for Mascherano. Interception by Samir Nasri. Oh, and Fabregas giving it away. It's the intensity of the Liverpool effort here that's troubling Arsenal. Arbeloa.
Good spell. I mean, this ball's moving all over the place, I give you that. And I understand the problems that the goalkeepers have. You watch it, hits it, and it starts to move. Look at that, but you've got to do better than just knock it down in front of you. You're not lucky he's defender.
Half an hour gone at Anfield. Aga! Nasri stepped in. Here's Aurelio. Been amongst the goals recently. And Fabianski pounces.
Well, lots of teams do it, and lots of teams don't. Mark posts is what I'm thinking. And maybe if he's not there, Couch sliding that in at the back post.
Aurelio.
Proper game, this. They work for every little bit out there.
Gives his pass to Silvestre, not one to panic. A bit of a nudge by Benayoun, but nothing sinister. Cross goes Carragher. The blue half of Merseyside still glowing about Everton's success in reaching the FA Cup final and a taste of what they can expect on May the 30th when they go to their Wembley opponents, Chelsea. Just wonder whether David Moyes will field anything like his cup final team. We'll see. You watch with us Sky Sports 1 and HD1 tomorrow from 7:30, Chelsea against Everton. And we shouldn't forget Chelsea are still in this intriguing mix at the top of the Barclays Premier League.
Just run out of games though, Chelsea, you feel. Well, the Anfield crowd are trying their best. Noise level's been pretty good, pretty high.
Nasri. And Nielsen. Fabregas. Song, it wasn't a great ball for Arshavin, but he's made something of it. Concludes rather as the rest of his evening.
One of those nights, yeah. The one that did the first bit brilliantly, but then does it bobble up? No. Just hits his standing foot first. It's the embarrassing one.
He bobbled it up.
Yeah. Well, we've all done it.
Silvestre standing firm against Torres that time. In goes Riera. Bentner glancing it down. And so both showing studs looking for the ball, not for each other. And for Howard Webb to intervene. Silvestre. Fabregas has stayed down.
No, when Jamie Carragher was coming in behind him there, he was never going to get the time. Well, a little bit of Spanish teammates going on there. Normally in the in this league now, put it out of play if the player's not that badly injured. You can see he's sitting there, gets caught a little bit, and Jamie Carragher coming through the back of him. It wasn't that, you know, you could see he was sitting there comfortably. Xabi Alonso had no need to put it out of play, I guess. I think we're trying to let the referee judge these things, aren't we?
It was Xabi Alonso who caught Fabregas in that injury-making challenge at the Emirates in December. He's a feisty young man.
Nice quality to have.
Torres. And Carragher coming in to Fabregas, who gets a free kick this time.
And Jamie Carragher just noising them up. We've had a couple of little clashes between those two in the first half.
First half that has just over 10 minutes to run. Liverpool 0, Arsenal.
He picked that one out, but this is the ball that Liverpool will argue should have been flagged offside, and they may well have a very valid case for that. It was close, no doubt about that, but I think he might just have been off.
They'll take a bit of silencing here, but Arsenal have the lead. In goes Torres. But not much had gone right for Arshavin up to that point, and even then it looked as though with a gilt-edged chance he was going to batter the bar with it. But it was the underside of the bar and over the line, which was a bad sight for Liverpool. And a good sight for Arsenal, and a good sight for Manchester United. Count. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1. Here's Benayoun. Might not be that way for long. Benayoun, great stop by Fabianski, spread himself.
Well, I thought we might get something special tonight. And now that Liverpool have gone down one, Arsenal are going to have to work very hard to protect it, because they're going to have to turn it up, Liverpool.
And Bentner in a tussle with Agger, and it's a free kick, but prior to that Fabianski's had a busy 37 minutes.
Well, Gibbs gets himself in a pickle there, just gets his feet all wrong. And they don't really get enough pressure on Yossi Benayoun. He's good enough for his left foot. They get little gaps there. But it's at a good height.
Riera. Benayoun well watched by Silvestre. Now the Liverpool corner. Don't really feel, Andy, that this Arsenal team have got a shutout in them.
No, they don't do protecting leads, do they?
But they are leading, and Liverpool are being tested here.
They've only conceded 3, I think, in the last 6 Premier League games, Arsenal, so they're doing something right at the back.
Another corner.
And you can imagine if this was a score at half-time and Liverpool come out second half, hitting into the cop end.
Aurelio put into Fabianski's territory. So Arsenal's 99th goal in all competitions this season would have huge significance. Liverpool have done so well in the matches against the other members of the Big Four this season, but so too have Arsenal. And now Fabianski avoids Torres and Silvestre. Song. Arshavin. Song.
Well, have another quick look at that Arshavin goal, and particularly the moment and leading up to it, as to whether he just strays off, and make your mind up whether we want this to be allowed, if it's that close, or if it's this close. It must be tight. What are you thinking? Jamie Carragher playing him on?
Level is onside.
Oh, I just think it's one of those, I know Liverpool fans won't want me to say this, but it's that close, you like to see them given. That's no sympathy, no.
Andy, I remember you and I having a conversation when Arsenal in the Champions League final against Barcelona about a goal that I think brought Barcelona level in that final, wasn't it? That the advantage should be given to the attacker.
Yep.
Arsenal suffered for that then, well, they benefited maybe from it here.
I mean, it wasn't one of those where he's a yard ahead of play, Martin, and he's quite clearly offside. You know, they had a case of asking the question, and it could have gone either way. That's what I would say.
Sanya.
Liverpool are going to have to work very, very hard this evening. I always thought they would do. I don't think he expected anything other than what he's seeing from Arsenal. A team that's on a run of, what, 18 unbeaten in the league, is it?
It is.
18 in the league, unbelievable.
Back in November the 22nd.
Yeah, was it Man City or somebody?
It was, and they got very well beaten there, 3-0. And there were all sorts of questions remarkably being asked of Arsene Wenger's tenure. I think he and his team came up with 1 or 2 answers, or 18 answers to their critics.
And coupled with that, have progressed very nicely in the latter stages of the Champions League.
I was talking to some Arsenal fans earlier today, Andy, in the hotel, and they were admitting that if they had the choice of which of these 2 clubs, Liverpool or Manchester United, won the league, they'd rather Liverpool did. But at the moment, their favourites are getting in the way of that.
I think he just flicked the ball into his own face there, Torres, didn't he? He just gets up there and it comes back to him. Just tries to flick it over and it gets away from him. I don't think that's a foul.
Benayoun. This is Cout. This is Benayoun. Can Torres get there? Not quite. Torres beat him to it. Cout again. The corner tally rises for Liverpool.
Well, the thing that will keep Benitez going is they've looked uncomfortable, Arsenal, when they've defended at times. Scrambled it away rather than working it away.
Mascherano's unmarked. Out comes Fabianski with the fist. Cout's there, and the goalkeeper didn't deal with it. It was Silvestre behind him.
But there you go. That's what I mean. Another example of really not terribly good defending.
Cross by Riera. Another adventure for Fabianski.
Good pressure from Liverpool. Right before half-time. I'd quite like to nick one here.
Benayoun. It's looping, but doesn't come down quickly enough for Liverpool.
And gives Arsenal a chance to catch their breath. Decent ball in. Never wasted any time. Fed it in there. Not an easy header, mind you. This is a scrambled one. Just gets up in the air here, and Fabianski just doesn't get there. Makes a mess of it. They just about control it, Arsenal, and get it away. Cout just doesn't get enough power on this. He just tries to flick it round, but doesn't really get it.
Bentner. Goes again when he could have left it to Sanya.
Oh, it zipped along the first half.
Doesn't it always?
Yeah,
we've had some fantastic matches over the last month or so. Really breathtaking affairs, and looks as though you're going to add another one to that list here. Song. Now Carragher. Riera. Silvestre first to it. Aurelio.
Well, it could only be about a minute, I'm guessing, of stoppage time.
Torres. Are you on the loop with the officials, Andy, to get that sort of information? Well, that 1 minute it is.
That was better from Nicholas Bentner. Controlled the difficult ball with his chest, kept the ball in play. That's more like it.
Here comes Rayner.
Well, it looks like work to do for the Liverpool coach and manager at half-time.
Few seconds left before half-time. Another scurrying run from Benayoun. Perpetual motion. Brilliant back heel for Riera. Torres far post. Benayoun's missed his kick. Arbeloa.
Well, got through a crowd of players without hitting any of them, and goes quite tamely into Fabianski's arms. Right through the gap, sees it all the way.
Well, the half ending, Andy, typical of Liverpool's efforts, but it's Arsenal who've scored. Arshavin, who wants to play in the middle, we're told, cropped up in the middle, with Mike Malarkey keeping his flag down as Fabregas cut the ball back, and via the underside of the bar. Fine margins we're dealing with at this stage in the season, and the margins favoured Arsenal then at half-time at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 1.
Only trailed at Anfield once this season to Wigan, went on to win 3-2. Last time they were a goal down without Steven Gerrard. Portsmouth went on to win by 3-2. Steven Gerrard with us tonight alongside Alan Smith and Jamie Redknapp. Their thoughts when we come back on a stunning half. And how about that for a goal against the run of play? Arsenal lead with Arshavin's goal. Lunchtime, we've got the Scottish Cup semi-final between Rangers and St Mirren from midday on Sky Sports 1 and HD1, and it's followed by Birmingham's chance to secure the points that will take them back to the Premier League. 3 points from 6 available now will do that. They're playing Preston, 5:15, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Great reception for Ray Kennedy tonight. A double winner with Arsenal, and we lost count of the number of medals he won with Liverpool. He's suffering with Parkinson's these days, but it's great to see him. Great to see him. Jamie Redknapp, Steven Gerrard and Alan Smith are with us. Arsenal, you had the good grace to say against the run of play, but
it was slightly, yes.
Controversial goal, on or off for you?
Oh no, I thought it was onside. I think if you look across at Jamie Carragher, he was. I think it was close enough to easily give it, and you always like to see the attacking team give the benefit, of course, unless you're a Liverpool fan or player. But it was so tight. I mean, you see Jamie Carragher just in the middle of the goal. I think he's playing him on.
Stephen?
I think it's debatable. For me, I'm obviously going to say it was offside. The surprising thing for me is, being at the cop end and the noise that is created down there. The linesman's being very brave.
And the yellow shirt is the one he can see first, isn't it? As Andy often says,
I don't think he can see any Liverpool
to.
defenders. That's why he's probably give Arsenal the benefit of the doubt.
You talk about Fabregas's brain. The run he makes, first of all, he realises he can't get it because he's running into an area where there's bodies. Then he decides to check. It just shows him here. Keep it up. Runs that way, and then whoops! I think no, I've got this. That's where the space is. Great little cutback as well from Nasri, and Arshavin, to be fair, who has had just been so disappointed. He's got himself on the team on the goal sheet, and it's completely against the run of play. I thought Liverpool have been so bright. They've passed it so well. They've been sharp. I think Rafa Benitez will be delighted with how his team has played for 40-odd minutes. They've caused so many problems. This is the area where I believe that Liverpool can get at them. Just this area, just there. Kieran Gibbs is 18 years of age. I'm sure he's going to be a very good player, but he struggled today with his positional play. Yossi Benayoun has caused Arsenal so many problems. Again, down this right-hand side. They've not known really how to deal with it, Stephen, have you? No, that's an area you've really tried to attack, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yossi's very tricky. He makes good moves, and as Jamie says, the big night for the kid tonight at Anfield. I think Yossi has caused them a lot of problems. So the idea is
he's moved him inside, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I think there's space behind Arsenal's midfielders, off Torres as well, to cause problems.
Yeah.
Are you slightly concerned, Stephen, that everything's either hit him or he's got himself in the way of it?
Well, he's
might it be one of those nights?
Yeah, I think he's been Arsenal's best player so far. I think that sums the game up. He's been far the busiest out of 2 keepers. The disappointing thing for us is the scoreline, but I think we've played very well. And, we need to continue and be patient, and hopefully the equaliser will come.
And what will half-time be like in there?
Well, I think Rafa will be very calm. I think he'll be happy how we've played. Disappointing to score, but as you say, it was against the run of play. All Arsenal's main attacking threats have been really quiet up until the 36 minutes, so very pleasing, but we need to turn the scoreline around.
And psychologically, attacking the Kop,
yeah, it's a
aware of it?
massive difference, yeah. It's a lot noisier down that end. It's as if they're sucking the ball towards the goal, and hopefully it will be one of them nights where we can get a winner late on.
Liverpool trailing by a 1-0 against Arsenal, who said they'd cause some problems here tonight. There's Super Ken in the background we were discussing earlier. Some speculation around here that he's rejoining the club in a capacity, to be confirmed, but doesn't miss many Liverpool matches. 1-0 to the Arsenal. There's more live football tomorrow night. It's Chelsea against Everton from 7:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Sunday, Super Sunday looks like this. First up, it's Arsenal and Middlesbrough from 1, same channels, followed by Blackburn and Wigan. Allardyce against Bruce, 3:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Well, Arsenal, we've said, can't win it, but in this sort of form, I wish they'd put their run together slightly earlier in the season. They are playing the other two, as well as Liverpool, back end of their season. But what, if anything, can Rafa Benitez change here, Stephen, or does he need to?
Well, I think the biggest threat from the bench is going to be Babel. When we played him in the Champions League not so long ago, he come on and had a big impact and changed the game for us. So hopefully if he's called upon tonight, he can do the same.
A player with so much potential, it seems. Is he slightly frustrating that
well, I think
it's so rarely seen?
Well, I think for someone with that much ability, we have expected a little bit more. He's been tremendous for us coming off the bench as an impact player, but you know, maybe when he started from the beginning, we haven't really seen the best of him. But he's certainly got ability, plenty of pace, and he can turn a game round.
He might be needed yet. Liverpool trail by a 1-0. Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Yes, Richard, Arsenal leading on the ground where they won their very first 3 points in the Premier League. They beat Liverpool here in August 1992. You saw one of the goals earlier in the programme from Anders Limpar. Ian Wright got the other. The last time they won here in the Premier League was 2003, and they were the team that came from 1-0 down. That's the task facing Liverpool. An outstanding first half, and you feel that the second half could be even better. Torres. Fabianski's certainly been in the firing line, but stood up to the challenge.
It looks like he's changed something. You see there in your picture. Torres has a new partner playing on and around him. Yusuf Benayoun. Couch come down below us here. They're on there on the right-hand side. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if that's where Benayoun's going to stay. If it is, that's the change that Benitez has made at half-time.
I think it was the way Arshavin Wenger expected Liverpool to start. And they've started the second half.
Well, like much of the first, on the front foot, taking it to Arsenal. We'll look for some efforts to test Fabianski a little more.
Aurelio, who has scored 4 times now for Liverpool, but none of those goals have been here on home territory. There's an extraordinary goal they got at Stamford Bridge. Keeping it in, but only to Arsenal's benefit. Aurelio. Still best. Bringing in, trying to chase down everyone at the moment. Arsenal keeping possession cleverly. Nasri, Song.
Just when they needed a good pass. The final one, just let him down there.
Liverpool still have to go to Hull, West Ham and West Brom. And they're at home to Newcastle. And then on the final day of the season to Spurs.
Yeah, Jamie was talking about a perfect run, and I think West Ham's always going to be a tricky one. I agree the rest of them should be games that Liverpool would think of taking maximum points.
Well, there's no doubt that Hull City have got plenty to fight for, so want to be a stroll in the park.
But no game is in this league, to be fair, is it?
No, but you do find some...
actually.
Maybe these days you don't find mid-table teams until probably about 2 games from the end, but there are some who have less to fight for, as you might have thought Arsenal would come into that category here. Fighting hard they are, but they're being
hot. Make no mistake about this header. This is not easy. He has to put the power in the header because the cross hasn't got any on it. And he had the power and he had the accuracy, and Liverpool have their equaliser.
And they won't want to stop. Here's Torres again. Arshavin clears. So we're levelling it up as it stands. Sees Liverpool with that goal difference advantage over Manchester United. But it's the game's played that still very much in favour of Old Trafford. Points in the bag of what Liverpool are chasing here.
Well, it's a perfect start to the second half, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Back level within 5 minutes.
Benayoun. Oh, Riera, Mascherano. And the flag is up.
Well, a couple in there. I cannot believe the amount of space that he has here. Albert Riera, he just has to control the ball, and his next touch has hit at goal.
And his actual touch meant that Mascherano was offside. Headed on by Bentner. So fair play to Rafa Benitez with Cout on the right now and supplying Fernando Torres for the equaliser.
Well, in many ways, the early goal will help them just relax a bit as well. Pressure would have mounted minute by minute had they not got the equaliser this early. But you just feel it's in their interest to keep the tempo of the game up.
And Silvestre help out Gibbs. Fabianski trying to help out both of them. There's Cout, who is the epitome of industry.
Well, as in the first half, they just look ragged, Arsenal, when they get put under pressure at the back.
Well, we expected a fast start from Liverpool through the second period, and the first half damage prepared with the equaliser.
Well, he obviously feels that if they can get the ball to Benayoun in that little area that he's playing in now, he perhaps maybe has a little bit more in his creativity locker than Dirk Kuyt would have. Find the pass.
Torres found by Count's little ball infield. Arbeloa roaring in. Arsenal struggling to deal with the force of Liverpool's play now. The force and the flair. Mascherano out by Toure. charge that shows how much Liverpool need the second goal. Rafa Benitez wasn't at the Emirates in December. He was recovering from kidney stones, and he made himself scarce yesterday when he sent Sammy Lee out to the pre-match press conference, maybe feeling that himself he'd said a bit too much recently.
Well played, like song.
Diagonal ball from Gibbs to Nasri. Fabregas. Shania caught. And caught forward as well. No sense of Liverpool putting it out this time. Benayoun with a chance really to expose the gap that Sanya's left.
Could have gone either side, you know. And what's Fabianski doing? His players down there. He must know that his right back's still in. Hobbling back.
Sylvestre. Free kick given to Arsenal. And Sanya is still hobbling back. Hasn't crossed the halfway line yet. Keeping it in. This time the flag does go up to Liverpool's advantage. Benayoun diving in.
Yeah, well over. Thought Sanya had gotten it away, got his foot up in Benayoun's face. But this is really poor defending again. Some decision-making they've made has been awful from Arsenal. They haven't been able to live with the ferocity of Liverpool's start to this second half. They've come out and they've just ripped into Arsenal. And Arsenal at the back have been unable to find an answer.
Well, I doubt if he saw it, Yossi Benayoun, but he did it.
Now let the boot in his face. Just giving yourself, your team, a big lead.
And he gets a big hand. Well, it happened to Arsenal at Wembley. They took the lead against Chelsea. And the game was turned around. It's looking the way Liverpool want it now. But a storming start to this second half.
Now full marks to Rafa Benitez. He made the tactical switch at half-time. Couch to the right, Benayoun more central. Couch provided. 2 crosses for 2 goals. Benayoun's got one of them.
Well, this is now a test of Arsenal's resolve, and Arsene Wenger knows it.
Now, power and intensity at the highest level are 2 things that you have to be able to cope with. Not just having the team, but you need to be coping with it when players and teams put it up against you. I think that was part of it at Wembley. Too much power Chelsea had, I think Arsene Wenger felt, when they got late in the game, when his team couldn't live with that power. They haven't been able to live with the power and the pace and the ferocity of Liverpool's start to this half. 10 minutes have just almost bludgeoned Arsenal into submission.
And Fabregas not getting that sort of time. Headed by Torres. Collected by Aurelio. Whole game at the moment in Arsenal territory. Liverpool looking for an insurance goal now. Although Torres went on and had the shot, Howard Webb had already blown in their favour.
It's just that lull with this free kick for probably the first time in this second half.
Torres on his haunches there, as if he's feeling the effort that everyone's put in, but he'll be trying to locate this from Xabi Alonso. Arsenal drop back, Alonso.
I just wonder if he went for that. It would be very unusual for him to be so far off target as that. It certainly looks like he's just fired that towards that far corner.
It's a long time since he scored a home goal in the Premier League, over 18 months. Out. Torres. And push back out, quick free kick from Arsenal. Somehow I've got to try and
well, if Arsenal don't concede another,
back.
Yeah, if they don't concede another, Mark, they're still dangerous. There's no doubt about that.
And Arshavin fancied coming in from the left on his right foot, but Bentner wasn't going to give him the chance. Song. Count has to defend. Little nervily.
Flag went up, offside against Arshavin this time. Imagine just waited to see if he was getting in onto the through ball. As soon as he tried to make contact with Pepe Reina, flag went up.
Well, every gesture he makes, he now knows is monitored and interpreted. Not always interpreted correctly, perhaps. Another sign of Arsenal feeling the strain, fouled by Sanya.
I mean, I think he just catches him accidentally there. He does catch him, but certainly nothing sinister about that. He's just unlucky, Albert Riera. I think that's harsh. I would be able to book somebody for that.
And it's a compliment to the two teams that a game being played at such an electrifying pace has not been full of rash challenges. Thrills, but not the spills. But, Sanya is booked.
Well, there may be questions about Manchester United's current form and whether they're back. And one thing we do know from what we've seen in the first hour of this is Liverpool's form is as good as it's been in the last 6 weeks or so.
Arbeloa with the cross. Arbeloa again. Torres! Well, it's been a second-half battering so far for Arsenal.
And he didn't quite catch that.
Song for Nielsen, but Alonso got to him. Mascherano got the fruits of that. Cout.
So it's funny, isn't it? Because Dirk Kuyt looks happier now. He's playing back where he's played for the last couple of seasons now in this wide right area. It's almost as if he feels that that's his position now. He knows how to play it. He knows what's required from him.
Arsenal can't get out of their own half through the work rate of Liverpool. Riera, can he go all the way here? It's deflected into the side netting for a corner.
Well, I'm not so sure he could have got that across a little earlier. Certainly, Fernando Torres is asking the question, could he have rolled it now? Probably could, you know. Just taking that extra touch. Allowed the block to come in. And a little square ball earlier on. And Torres might just have put this game to bed.
Alonso's corner. Away. Not for how long? Cout.
He's offside, must be.
He is. Rossi Benayoun.
It seemed to take an awful long time. Make his mind up. He just looks, as I say, we're not right in line, but it looks 3-4 yards offside. how on earth the flag doesn't go up right away in that situation when he's plainly going for the ball.
Mr. Malaki, I think he was just adjusting his balance, having had to move quickly down the line to actually get into position to raise the flag. So Theo Walcott, who was not selected from the start tonight, despite scoring in the last 3 Arsenal games. I need a recovery mission here. Coming on for Danielson.
Arsenal substitution, leaving the field number 15, Danielson. Coming on number 14, Theo Walcott.
Walcott bringing not just himself but some messages on as well.
No, I think it's just actually Cesc Fabregas immediately thought, well, that's me back into my usual beat, but I don't think that's going to be the case. It looks like Samir Nasri's just going to tuck in one where you see him now. Fabregas will stay where he is. He's not much of the ball, the Arsenal captain, this second half. In fact, Arsenal have not much of the ball the second half, apart from defending. I'll tell you what, I'm just wondering whether below the fans are just thinking about having a strike there. The ball could easily have been rolled to.
Naga, arm raised, trying to make himself a target. It's to be the target or as a decoy. He's on the move. Fabianski, a Liverpool player, either side.
Yeah, Jussi Benayoun, although he's got his eyes on the ball, they do, between them, him and Kaut, take Fabianski out.
Arshavin. Not quite the Wembley dance, but the thumbs up for Arsene Wenger, and Rafa Benitez wonders what he's done to deserve that with his team in such a dominant and rampant mood. Kaut. To Arsenal.
Jamie was talking about Gibbs and how he's had a torrid time this match. He has, a young lad, and to be honest though, he's not had an awful lot of help from the wide midfield player who's ahead of him, helping him when he's defending. At times have been coming on to him 2v1 time and time again. He's not exactly had a lot of support from his mate in front of him in that respect.
But his mate in front of him has scored 2 Arsenal goals.
I mean, the scoreline, if you've watched it 6 to 8 minutes, like all of us here, slightly amazed, in fact more than slightly amazed, more astonished at the scoreline. I think Arsenal 2 attempts, 2 goals.
And Mascherano out tackling Fabregas. Nasri chasing back. Play on, says Howard Webb. It's a risky one from Fabregas. Song was there. Here comes Walcott now, giving Arsenal, of course, a different dimension. It's too high for Bentner. He's the only possible target in the middle.
Well, we'll find out. Well, I've had 4 attempts, I was wrong, but how many of them have been on target? There you go.
2 on target, 2 goals.
Liverpool have watched Fabianski. There's no way for a corner. Just turn that away for a corner and defend it. But he plays it straight back to Arshavin. And he cannot believe this. I cannot believe it.
The glee of 3 for Andre Arshavin. And here's Torres. Absolute astonishment at Anfield.
Well, you did say the season was getting better and better, didn't you? He might not agree.
Well, I was here when Julio Baptista scored 4 for Arsenal in a Carling Cup win. They won 6-3 that night. They lead 3-2, having been absolutely run all over the shop by Liverpool for most of this second half. Liverpool getting 2 in quick succession to go 2-1 up. Re-enter Arshavin.
Oh, that's astonishing, this league. Never ceases to amaze you, or surprise you. And we'd all be foolish to assume that that was it.
I don't think anyone is assuming that will be it.
It's offside.
Certainly Liverpool can't.
Well, Arshavin's had 3 kicks and got a hat-trick.
For the 26th time this season, Ryan Babel is getting ready to come on from the bench. Stephen Gerrard, you heard our special guest tonight saying that he's done well as an impact player, maybe not done quite as well when he's been given the chances to start.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to have a big season this year, Ryan Babel for Liverpool. Of course, they signed Vieira, didn't they, in the summer last year, and pretty much put paid to him starting.
Red hope renewed. The Super Spaniard.
No, subs on. Albert Vieira's gone. That was his last contribution, the ball in from the left. And Ryan Babel's come on.
You can't waste any time waiting for him to come off the pitch. Going to take the long way to the exit. The exit from yet another Premier League classic. Song. Oh, Bentner, offside. It's in, but it's offside.
Oh, I bet you that's a close one again as well. Comes from the back. Just comes from behind. How close is it? Oh, it is close, but he is just off. It's a good finish from him, you know. Well, it's been thrill a minute again here in the second half.
As we are, but don't expect it to stay like that. Arsenal look dangerous now every time they attack, and brittle every time Liverpool attack.
I mean, what they are, they're a team who are on an 18-match unbeaten run in the Premier League, so the confidence of that run certainly has been part of the reason it got them back into the game.
Didn't we say not that long ago how cautious a manager Rafa Benitez was?
Well, do you know what, Martin? I was talking to Jeff, doing a little couple of things before the game. We were talking about that, and I think what's happened, I think a lot, is that when they had the lead in the table, and a good lead, I don't think it sat very comfortably with either Benitez or the players. It seemed to be, they didn't seem to handle it well, and they weren't this expressive. Since they've had to chase, and they've had to come into games and go and take them and win them, they've been a different side. They've got 15 minutes to find a winner.
It didn't stop at 6 goals, did it, last Tuesday at Stamford Bridge?
No. Well, this is made up for a Torres hat-trick, isn't it? And a winner later on. Why not? He's red hot, he's a handful, he looks as bright as a button. Liverpool need to win. That might be a booking. No. And you see what Sanya, is it Sanya or Song got booked for? That could have been nasty.
Slightly fortunate Arbeloa. Ryan Babel made a very big impact late on in that Champions League comeback, but might be in the minds of one or two of the Arsenal players that finished 4-2 last April, and Arsenal were on the verge of going through. Arbeloa. Putting a bit of pressure on Carragher. Torres. Torres just got the way, hit it against Sanya. Torres is still chasing.
They'll be out all over the place, aren't they, at times, Arsenal. bread and butter ball down. Really could have done.
For all the wonderful entertainment that we've had, we still are at the position that you said right at the start, Andy. Liverpool have to win.
Yeah. I mean, right now, before Manchester United play, this is not a good enough result for Liverpool.
Bentner.
If it stays like this and Manchester United lose, it's a pretty good result. That hasn't happened yet. So the only thought in any Liverpool player and the manager's mind is to find a winner from somewhere. That's the requirement.
Could Arshavin get an Anfield hat-trick and be on the losing side?
And there you go. Every shot he's had, every attempt he's had, should I say, has been on target.
Count. Mascherano. Arbeloa. And Sylvester. Benny Yoon thought he was in with a possible opening then. Great closing down again by Cal. Arbeloa. Benny Yoon wasn't well marked. Another sketchy clearance from Arsenal. It's Ryan Babel.
Massively blocked.
They still haven't got it away after Sanya's efforts. Song's got to be careful. The strong arm tactics were within the laws of the game.
Well, look at this, isn't it? It's just an amazing tempo in this game. The way Liverpool are just hunting down everything.
Raging appetite for a winner here. Alonso. Benny Yoon, led by Nasri, but again, trying to play from the back is looking a little foolish from Arsenal. You can appreciate their philosophy, but a bit of old-fashioned practicality might be called upon. Benny Yoon. Was fouled, says Howard Webber, was right on the spot. Now Steven Gerrard would love to be out there taking this free kick.
Yeah, he's got in that little gap. I'm not so sure there's a free kick there. I didn't think so at the time. And Howard Webb's given it. Alonso, Aurelio, Agger. Here's your money. Makes your choice. But working the goalkeeper is an absolute must. With us fast approaching the last 10 minutes of this absorbing night here at Anfield.
It does truly need a grand slam. It's coming from Alonso, but it's not too much elevation. I'm sure he'll enjoy the chance to watch Arsenal again on Sunday at home to Middlesbrough from 1, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. That's backed up by Blackburn against Wigan. Same channels later on Sunday afternoon. Blackburn still with some work to do. The wrong end of the table.
Well, we're at the 80th minute. And Anfield requires another late hero. It's given us plenty over the years at various competitions. It needs somebody to step up again and provide them with another.
Both these clubs have got an astonishing number of late goals this season. I have to say Liverpool's have been more productive. Babel. Great run by Ryan Babel, and Liverpool pen Arsenal back again.
No, he's going to work Sanya, that's for sure, Ryan Babel. And Liverpool will try and get the ball to him as often as possible.
So close to the hat-trick.
Well, he thinks he scored, doesn't he? He's almost wheeling away. Alex Song doesn't get near him. Brilliant positioning, that's what you're there for, to put two on the line. Tonight, Liverpool might well have had 2 other goals, but for that tactic that Arsene Wenger uses. As I've said, some don't. And they've taken Sam Al-Nasri off the back post.
sorts of wheeling and dealing. Comes out for Jamie Carragher.
Well, he would have been the unlikeliest of heroes, wouldn't he? The drops nicely for him. Took his time, was quite controlled about it. But this is Gibbs, he's in. He's almost wheeling away. Fernando Torres in celebration.
I don't care what anyone says, Andy, you just don't get games like this anywhere else in the world.
I would agree with that.
Which is why the world's broadcasters come to us. Cleared by Song.
You know, you'd think normally as well, Arsene Wenger bring us out here, it's 3-3, just sit back and say, OK, just stay behind the ball. It's not Arsenal's way. It's certainly not when there's no real pressure on them to win the game.
Arshavin. Bentner. Over again. Zane against Doan.
I think one of the problems for Liverpool, if they do drop points tonight, is that people talk about Arsenal have got to go to Manchester United, yes, but the second last game of the season, I think. And I'm pretty sure that if they win, if it stays like this and United got to win their games before the Arsenal, then the title would be gone and gone.
Nasri could have advanced. A pretty good connection with the drive. Slipped by Reina.
Well, everybody's in a hurry.
We are getting the spills with the thrills now.
I mean, he can't believe it. He's looking and thinking, I've conceded 3 goals here. I don't think I've made a save. Well, he hasn't, has he? 3 attempt contact. He hasn't made a save in the match, Pepe Reina, and he's conceded 3 goals.
So, Nabil El-Zar. He's surely not going to take Torres off this time.
Well,
he can't. Carragher.
That's turned out to be a lovely little ball from Jamie Carragher there.
It's the sort of thing that Song's been doing well in the last couple of months for Arsenal. On from Fabregas. Arshavin. Fabregas. Behind the skipper. Nasri. More of a watching brief for Walcott since he's been on. Song.
That was sloppy, that. Didn't need to go there in one. Could have come to Gibbs, then on to Arshavin.
It's Dirk out. He doesn't take off easily. No, he doesn't. Been involved in most of the season. Started all but a couple of games. He's been substituted in those 2 other ones.
Well, 2 people with pace now, either side of the pitch, and Babel and El-Zar.
A roving Benayoun.
Sloppy, Nasri.
Song through the legs of Mascherano, and there's Arshavin. Holds off Arbeloa. Important for him for Aga, but Arshavin able to get to the loose ball. So many Liverpool players were committed upfield. An interchange between Fabregas and Walcott. Bentner was coming in from the opposite side and would have been the better option.
I know he scored a few in recent games, but that's massively ambitious. The biggest thing that Liverpool have got to be careful about is that by chasing it, and they obviously have to chase it, that they just leave themselves a little open at the back to a counter-attack.
Lots of late goals up and down the Premier League, but Liverpool as a club so famous for it, particularly at the top end in their real heydays, the 70s and 80s, the glory years. Nasri thought he was away. It was quite a late blast on the whistle from Howard Webb. 3 minutes plus added time. Carragher. Again, that tells you all you need to know.
Well,
that's the situation for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's desperate. Kenny anxious there in the background.
Kenny Dalglish's last game as manager for Liverpool was a 4-4 draw at Goodison Park. You might recall, Mr. Gray.
I do. But you and I were sitting there watching it, weren't we?
We were. Abu Diaby limbering up for the Gunners. Bentner.
Nope, it's never getting through there. And now 3-4 players ahead of the ball. Time to fill in, Nicholas Bentner.
Bubble skips past him. Benayoun stopped by Torres. Walcott. Fabregas asking Theo Walcott to stretch his legs. He's the furthest forward for Arsenal.
And this is not the area of the pitch that Liverpool want the ball to be in.
Gibbs hardly crossed the halfway line in the second half, but he's supporting on the left, and Arsenal have got numbers to help Walcott as well. Carragher and Aurelio picking a route out.
Elzar's on. Too much of it.
Silvestre gets it away. Gibbs is quick and needed to be.
It's not bad. Dealt with it okay.
Yeah, Alonso was apologising for the challenge, but
it might have been a free kick, that.
Torres. Gibbs gets a foot to it, but it's a corner in the 90th minute.
Well, Arsenal better not shut off here. He's turned away to the ball. Colo Toure, you can see him, he's trying to get his teammates a bit lively, a bit sharper. Well, every stat you want to look at in this game will be massively in Liverpool's favour for Liverpool. But it's a title race. We'll find that out maybe a little more, but that tomorrow night. Extraordinary evening here at Anfield.
Russian roulette, and Liverpool look like being the losers to it. Diaby on to Bentner. It's not done and dusted yet because of added time.
How long is it? I've missed that.
I think it's 5.
5? Or maybe it's not over.
Song.
Maybe it's not over.
There were one or two who suggested that Arshavin didn't have the physique to play in the Premier League. One or two teams looked at him. But here is Elzar, and Fabianski stops another twist to this extraordinary tale.
No, it's a decent effort. Couldn't go across the goalkeeper. I don't think the space was there. He was being closed down.
Up comes Pepe Reina.
He's in there. Hello, now you know.
And he's not got his head to it.
It was.
Back from Carragher. That's Agger. Gibbs up in the air.
Break on, break on. Oh, hit it. If he'd have only hit it. Scuffs it away a little. And I think the ones that have left the Kop a little early might be making their way back.
Still 2 minutes left. Can you believe it? Sanya. Silvestre away. 90 seconds.
Well, I have to say, if they get a winner now, they will take the roof off this place.
If they get a winner now, they believe they'll win the league.
Goal kick. Goal kick.
all the goals, for all the wonderful entertainment here. It's a match that Liverpool came out really believing they had to win. Diaby. 30 seconds left and Fabianski needs to put his foot through this.
Honestly, Martin, even Arsenal there, when they're sliding the ball forward, there are five players looking to go and score for Arsenal. Liverpool broke on them there.
Going to be a booking here for Fabregas, is it, for delaying the free kick? No, it's just a strong word for the Arsenal skipper. Song. Arshavin, the Arsenal one-man band.
Good block.
Carragher.
A chance again for Arsenal there. Really have committed Liverpool now.
The 5 minutes have been played.
It's all or nothing.
Walcott. Offside to Liverpool's relief. Fabregas has put it in, but the flag is up. Howard Webb wasn't aware of that, I don't think, straight away. He was still looking at the play. And surely that must be that.
Well, Arsene Wenger will be making a note of it, that's for sure. 5 minutes and counting.
Song came off Diaby, no handball.
Might have been a free kick actually against Torres on Song. Just nudged him out the way, it caused him to misdirect his head up.
The scoreline is an amazing 4-all at Anfield. The bottom line is 2 points dropped at home by Liverpool. Although they go back on top only on goal difference. It's goals this has all been about tonight. 4 of them for Arsenal from Arshavin, who's really announced himself in English football with his personal exploits here. 2 for Benayoun, 2 for Torres for Liverpool, who might have lost, but hit back to get the draw. And even Tom United's been, and Liverpool will stay together. But for Manchester United, it's a result to cheer. Arsenal extend their unbeaten run in the Premier League to 19 games, and helping Manchester United in the process. United now with 2 matches in hand, remember. Draws have damaged Liverpool's prospects already this season, and potentially this the most damaging of all, but certainly the most thrilling of all. Liverpool 4, Arsenal 4.
Extraordinary stuff. What is it about a Tuesday night? 4-4. It gives Liverpool, of course, the lead. Manchester United play tomorrow against Pompey. That was the original game that they had in hand. But on goal difference, Liverpool go back to the top. United play tomorrow. Chelsea play tomorrow night against Everton. 7:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD won that. Sunday, it's Arsenal against Middlesbrough, 1 o'clock, same channels, followed by Blackburn and Wigan. Those 2 part of Super Sunday, of course. 3:30 that starts. Stephen Gerrard, a good point or a bad point?
Well, obviously, ideally, we wanted 3 points tonight, so we see it as 2 points drop. But you know, this point could be important. I still feel as if there's still going to be a few twists and turns, but we're relying on other people to do us favours. But tremendous game for the neutral, not for myself. But yeah, I enjoyed it. But obviously, I wanted 3 points tonight.
At 4-3 to the Gunners, had it gone?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think, you know, you're talking about Manchester United here. They are a fantastic team, and you look at their running and look to see where they are going to drop points. It would have been very, very difficult if we'd have lost the game, but I think that point could be big.
That's how big that equaliser was. 4-4. It's an extraordinary night. All the reaction to come. We'll name the man of the match. First man to get 4 here since Dennis Westcott in 1946. 4 in the league. For you Arsenal fans, leap out of your seats. We know about Baptista. That was Carling Cup. 4-4. Reaction to come. What a night. What an extraordinary night. Arsenal in front when Arshavin did that. Who else but Torres got Liverpool back on terms? Minutes of the restart, they led. But although he'd only had 2 touches until that point, Arshavin got Arsenal back in front and then became the first man since Peter Undlov here to get 3 in 14 years. Torres again. Arshavin again. And finally, because at 4-3 Steven Gerrard felt it had gone, Benayoun made it 4-4. An extraordinary night in every respect, Jamie, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. Take nothing away from Andre Arshavin's 4 goals because they're brilliant. I think it was an exhibition in how to dribble your right foot, left foot, hit left foot or right foot. But from Liverpool's perspective, I think every goal they gave away was bad defending. The first goal by Mascherano, taking his time, dwelling on it in a vital area. The second goal, Arbeloa, taking his time again, getting caught in possession. The third goal, Aurelio, really when he should clear that easily. And they're uncharacteristic errors because from Liverpool's point of view, and I'm for sure, Steve, you agree, that is something you don't associate with Liverpool. But today, that was the biggest problem. There were mistakes from their own point of view. But don't get me wrong, once they made the mistakes, they was punished heavily by exhibition stuff by Andre Arshavin.
What's happened at Liverpool? Conceding and scoring goals. One end too freely, and at the other end, it's a joy to watch.
It's not like us to concede that many goals the way we have tonight. I think the 4th goal, you've got to say it's good play by Arsenal. Yeah. It was a fantastic counter-attack and we got caught pushing for the winner ourselves. But the first 3, certainly not like us defensively. Usually we're safe and sound, especially at home.
What do you make of it all, Alan?
Well, I mean, in many ways it's easy to say now, but Arsenal are the last team you want to play, isn't it, when you want those 3 points? Because, you know, there's not too much pressure on them. 4th place is pretty secure. And they showed tonight how dangerous they can be without playing anywhere near the full potential. They've just got players within that team, I mean Arshavin's the man that stands out, that can hurt you, that can kill you. I think Arsenal fans will look at that tonight and think, why oh why, couldn't we have made more of a challenge of it this season? But I mean,
maybe because they fancy the Champions League?
Well, they do now, yeah. I mean, they're probably better equipped for it. I mean, we've been saying that all year, haven't we, really, with the players that they've got at the disposal. You know, they haven't got the big lads that can withstand a physical match all the time. So in the Champions League, with the technical ability they've got, they're as good as anybody in that competition. I have to be honest, I don't think you've ever got a better time to play Arsenal tonight. No Adebayor, no Van Persie, no Clichy left back, no Gallas. I thought this was the ideal time to play them. Just got beat in the FA Cup. I honestly, and there was a lot of talk about Arsenal coming here, resting players, and I think that's why you've got to give them credit, because they didn't roll over, they didn't come here and just sulk, they did play. But I just thought, from Liverpool's perspective, that will hurt the most, because this was the time to play the Arsenal team.
Or are you actually now more relieved to have got that late equaliser and still be competitive in the race?
Well, we'll have to wait and see how big that point could end up being for us. I think the disappointing thing is obviously the results, because we wanted 3 points tonight. Performance-wise, I think at times we were very, very good tonight. I thought we played at a high tempo, we pressed well. Torres and Benayoun were frightening going forward, very good. You know, I know Arshavin may get man of the match, but for me, Yossi Benayoun was my man of the match. We will have to wait and see. The disappointing thing is,
it does give United room to manoeuvre, doesn't it? It's a very difficult proposition when you're winning, and they've got to win, surely.
Yeah, before the game, I'm talking to Jamie, saying, we only need United to maybe draw a couple of games. I think now we need United to get beat, for teams to take maximum points off them, which is different, because it's difficult to do against United because they're a good team. But there's still a few more twists and turns left, 5-6 games left. We'll have to wait and see.
There's a few heroes out there tonight. It was the 4th goal that finally won Andre Arshavin man of the match. He wasn't winning it with just the 3. The 4 made sure. Here he is with Jeff Shreves.
Andre, have you ever scored?
But you wish he'd worn that tonight as well, that red jersey, don't you? Fernando Torres, it was, who he swapped shirts with. But it was an extraordinary performance, an individual performance from him.
Yeah, he's a talented player. We spoke about him before the game, and I said, when England played Russia, he was Russia's best player, very dangerous, picks up good areas, and technically he's up there with the best, as you see with his 2 finishes, right and left foot.
But I think there, Stevie, Mascherano and the edges boxing, really, they worked it well. They won the ball back and they gave it back to Arsenal. And like Alan was saying, when a team counter-attacks and hits you like this with quality and passing ability and managed to work in it in tight spaces, I think that's what hurt the most, because you were never able to really get it.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever rule Arsenal out, even when you're 1 goal up. It's not enough against Arsenal because they're so dangerous. They've got that much pace in the team and that many clever players. 1 goal's not enough.
1-0 it was at half-time. At Cop End, second half for Liverpool. You said, Stephen, at half-time, you feel...
And then the way he manoeuvred the ball to kid the defender was top drawer. Only he can do that type of stuff. He's world class.
Best in the world?
For me, yeah. I know I'm going to be biased
because he came here and gave you a torrid time, didn't he, in the Champions League?
You know, Drogba's world class. He's certainly up there with the best, but for me, I play behind the guy and see him day in, day out, and take it from me, he's the best.
We forget that there was also not just one tonight, but 2 occasions when Arsenal had the ball off the line. There, second half.
Yeah, just when you think you've scored. And Andy said in commentary, didn't he? Some teams use it. Man on the post, 2 men on the post.
That was Torres as well.
I think you've got to give that kid credit, though. You know, we all mentioned that he had a bit of a tough evening tonight, but you know he was there at a vital time to save a goal for
Your
this
zonal
team.
marking, incidentally, has had some stick this season.
Yeah.
When you see marking like that, 2 posts and man-to-man, do you have a different view of it?
Not really. I think it's debatable. Set pieces, teams set up differently. But you know, when you look at the stats, we're happy that you know we concede less goals than the other top 4 teams. So the statistics don't lie.
Yes. Well, maybe until the last couple of weeks, anyway.
Yeah, we might have changed lately.
That as well.
He's clever though, Yossi.
Yossi picks up good positions, and you know he's a goal threat. He's good at creating goals, and I think you know. He's certainly in form, Yossi. He's got a big part to play.
Like a bit of a magnet. When that ball comes in the box, everyone sort of rushes into it, and he just thought, "I'll sit out here, just bright enough."
He's experienced, you know. He's got a clever head about him. And he played very well tonight. He was certainly our best player.
Yeah.
The title odds, as you would expect, are changing all the time. This is how it currently looks.
Yeah.
United 7-1 on now. Liverpool 92. Chelsea. It was Ruud Gullit who said sometimes when 2 people are fighting for the same prize, a third can sneak in under the wire. Is it possible, I wonder, for Chelsea?
No, I don't think the odds tell you that. For me, I think they're all their efforts now are on how they can beat Barcelona, and I think that will take away a lot of their attention. Look at the FA Cup final to come as well. I just don't think that they're going to be close enough. The odds are not. They know the bookmakers. They don't get it wrong very often. They know that it's Manchester United is literally to lose now. Play Portsmouth and Wigan away. I think they're 2 games in hand. It is a wonderful opportunity, and I was just saying to Stephen a minute ago that you can imagine the Man United players and the manager. They'd have been sat there this evening, just absolutely loving that result. Must have been like it's been for Stevie, so emotional because of the roller coaster ride, and knowing that they're now back in they're in the box seat.
And how frustrating is it, Stephen, when you think about how close you are? Never mind what happens from this point, but how close you are. The points you've dropped this season against your Stokes, who came here and left. Hull came and frustrated you, didn't they? That's where you've lost it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you know if you look at our performance over the whole season, I think we've done very, very well to get in and be involved in the title race, especially from previous years. But you know, if we do end up not winning the title, it won't be from tonight. It'll be the other draws as well, not just tonight. But we've done fantastically well to be involved, and it's just great to. You know, to be sitting here and talking about being involved in the title race, and you know the experience from this will certainly help us in years to come.
And you suggest there's a collectiveness about Liverpool now as well. You can see the 2 owners sitting side by side tonight. Is that encouraging?
Well, I think that's a big strength from this club. You know, whether it's going well or it's not going well on the pitch, there should always be a big togetherness, and it was a good sight tonight to see the 2 owners together. Hopefully they can sort the differences out and both pull in the right direction to make this club successful. That's what we all want.
The belief that you must have as well from this season, Stephen, to go on next year, yeah, we could actually really contend, because in the previous years I've looked at the team and I thought, I don't know if they really believe they can win the Premier League title, but I look at your team now, the football you're playing now, it looks like you believe you can do it.
Yeah, there's definitely a different belief this season in the dressing room. You know, all the players believe that we are good enough to win it now. We've got world-class players, and it's a pleasure to play in the team at the moment. Whereas previous years, you know, we're usually out of it in February, January. It's been frustrating.
It must be pleasing to have beaten and played well against the big sides as well, Stevie.
Yeah,
previous years.
Yeah, I think head to head on our day we can beat anyone. I think the points this season prove we've improved against the top 4. For me, I think it'd be interesting if we'd had Torres 5th from start to finish to see how many points we'd have now, because when he's fit and playing like he did tonight, he's worth an awful lot of points.
If you were to draw belief from one game, would it be the performance and the result at Old Trafford?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we were unbelievable that day. We played very well, and I think people watching around the country all realised that day that Liverpool are a force to be reckoned with in the coming years.
And when you went 1 down, what were you thinking?
I'll be honest with you, at the time when we went 1-0 down, I was a bit worried and concerned, because usually when you concede a place like Old Trafford, you know, it's a mountain to climb, but the character we showed and the belief was unbelievable, and the confidence from that game that we got was unbelievable.
And as that fourth drifted in, what did you think then?
We just wanted to rub it in a bit, you know. I've had a few hidings at Old Trafford over the years, so it was nice to get on the bus and smile and enjoy it, you know, for a few days before the next game. It was a tremendous victory for us.
Incidentally, at the moment, both dressing room doors are shut. I don't know what that tells you exactly. That Rafa Benitez, I would imagine, not too happy, but nevertheless, he's got a point from it, which, as you say, might in the end prove to be a good one. From Arsenal's point of view, are they congratulating themselves, or are they disappointed actually that they threw away a 4-3?
Well, yeah, I mean, no manager likes to concede 4 as much as he'd be pleased with scoring 4, so there'll be maybe a few inquests, bigger inquests, I think, in the Liverpool home dressing room than the Arsenal one. I mean, for them, I mean, for Arsene Wenger, I think he should look at the good points, obviously Arshavin, but you know, the players that he's got, I mean, they didn't play well at all tonight. I mean, it was more or less one way, wasn't it, for large parts of the match. So there's something to improve on there, but you know, all their eggs are in one basket now, aren't they? It's all about keeping players fit and keeping the main men fit for that Champions League.
Having said there was nobody coming out, I'm sorry, almost on cue, Rafa Benitez has. Here he is with Jeff Shreves.
Rafa, you go top. Was it in fact a very good night for Manchester United?
You never know. We will see tomorrow, but anyway, I think that today we made too many mistakes in the 4 goals, but also very positive because the team showed character until the last minute, so we never give up. So I think that is the positive message for the rest of the season.
Why were there so many uncharacteristic errors from your side?
Really, it's difficult to explain because we were talking about how to defend. For example, when you are attacking in a corner, and we made a massive mistake at the end. So things that we have been talking for a long time. Maybe the people was a little bit nervous, so the anxiety, but still the positive thing is we have 1 more point against a good team and we are top of the table.
The fact that you were pressing forward for the winner and let Arsenal in, did you feel you had to do that given the position you're in the title race?
Yeah, I think we were talking before about to win almost every game, so today, okay, I will say again that it's disappointed, but to score 4 goals has to be really pleased at home. To concede 4 goals, really disappointed.
But right now, does this hand the initiative to Manchester United?
Yeah, they had before, so they continue in the driving seat, so we have to keep pushing, and we showed today again that until the last minute we can fight, so we will try to do until the last game.
You take heart from the fact that Arsenal still have to go to Old Trafford?
Yeah, I think that they have to play against Chelsea and United, so it's a good team, and I think that, okay, you will see it's football, you never know.
Rafa, thank you.
Thank you.
Martin Tyler said, didn't he, there is something extraordinary about English football, isn't there? That's why the world wants to see it. And Michel Platini wants to spoil it.
Does he? What was he trying to do? How can you spoil that? That's nothing like that, is there?
No.
You got the game. You be fit the weekend, Steve, do you think?
Yeah, I've got a good chance. I'm starting twisting and turning and doing some ball work tomorrow, so fingers crossed I can be involved.
Pleased.
Yeah.
That's all they need, isn't it?
Some speculation that Super Ken is on his way back to the club, Stephen, if that were indeed to be the case.
Get him in.
Would that be welcome?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's great to see him around the place. So from my point of view, get him in, give him any job just to have him about. He's superb and he's a hero of mine. So to see him every day will give me a boost. So whatever it'll do to everyone else will be great.
If it were to go out and speak to young professionals about coming to Liverpool, do you think he would have an influence on?
Well, if I weren't at Liverpool and I got the chance to meet Kenny Dalglish, I know where I'd be signing.
OK, Arsene Wenger, very quickly before we go, with Jeff Shreves again.
Arsene, fabulous entertainment for us, but what about for the coach?
Well, the game was of quality on both sides. I believe both teams gave absolutely everything. Of course, you're only half happy when you concede 4 goals, but both teams can say that. And we are a bit even less than half happy because we were 4-3 up with 1 minute or 2 minutes to go.
What would you say about Andre Arshavin's performance, and how frustrated are you that he can't play in the Champions League?
I think we knew that when we bought him, and we have to accept that. But of course, his performance was outstanding. He has a quite first half, but when he comes into the game, he's repeated that many times. He's always very dangerous, and he has personality, and he's a winner.
What sort of night did your goalkeeper have after the weekend?
I believe he had a very good first half, and in the second half we suffered a bit more on the longer balls, but I cannot fault him on the second goal. I don't know really what happened, but overall, I believe we had a convincing performance.
And what sort of result is a point for you in terms of the table?
Well, the positive is we have a long unbeaten run and it keeps that going. And the positive is that we have shown that we have quality. And the negative is that 3 points were better.
Thanks, Arsene. Well done.
Thank you.
Alan, as pleased as Manchester United might be about the result here tonight, will they have seen anything that concerns them about their Champions League ties against Arsenal?
Got plenty, yeah. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson knows all about the quality of Arsenal's team. And they have been coming into good form. Yeah, they were disappointed in the semi-final of the Cup at the weekend. But tonight there, I mean, you pick out who played well for Arsenal. There weren't many, but even though they still get 4 goals because they've got a player like Arshavin who can pop up at the vital moment. So they are not a team you can take lightly.
But not in those games, obviously, Arshavin.
No, of course not. But on another day, somebody else will pop up. They've got those kind of players.
To come back and Van Persie to come back.
Yeah, they're 2 main strikers, the top scorers were out today. So it just shows you they are a team that can be lethal if you give them half a yard.
And in summary, on we go?
Yeah, on we go. We keep fighting away. You know, Manchester United have got big Champions League games to focus on as well, so hopefully they rest a few for the league games in between.
Thanks all very much indeed, Jamie. Stephen Gerrard, of course, and Alan Smith. Right, upcoming. Reminder that we've got more live football tomorrow night. Manchester United play Pompey. We'll keep an eye on that. But we're at the Bridge for an FA Cup final rehearsal. Chelsea play Everton, 7:30 start, Sky Sports 1 and in high definition on HD1. Also tomorrow night, if you're a Spanish League fan, Barcelona are playing Sevilla from 9 on Sky Sports 2. But I guess that you'll be with us at Stamford Bridge. Very much looking forward to that. This evening, quite stunning. 4-4, the final score from all of us. Good evening.